Happy Sunday, guys, and welcome to another episode of Couch Convos. So for this video, I thought it would be a good idea to just kind of sit down and talk to you guys about my fitness journey and my mental health leading up to, I guess now, I've never really been vulnerable before on social media or really sat down and just talked to the camera. So this is very new to me, but I'm gonna just kind of walk you guys through, the past couple years. So I'm gonna start off. I remember documenting this journey back in maybe 2020, 2021. So I guess I'll just start at the beginning. So graduating, coming straight out of high school. Which was my senior year, which is I graduated in 2020, was when I started to really have back pain. Like my back and neck pain was pretty chronic, but it was kind of pushed aside because I was super young and why are you complaining about your back? You're so young, you should be agile and be able to do these things. And so I never really went to the doctors, never really got help, just would take over-the-counter medicine, whatever, deal with it. And then once I graduated, it was kind of gradual, my pain throughout. High school is when I would say I started to feel it, and then it just gradually got worse. And give or take, look at my fucking posture now. My posture is awful, and that's probably a big part of it. I never listened to my mom growing up to, sit up straight or whatever, so here's your sign to have good posture. And then once I moved to Florida is when it started to get pretty serious and pretty severe. I was always naturally strong growing up, playing sports my whole life. I naturally had strength, so I never really went to the gym or put in that time to work out. And I also didn't know what the fuck I was doing in the gym, so I just didn't go. But this one night, me and my friend were wrestling. And I remember I fell off my bed. It was maybe this length of a couch, to the floor. My bed was pretty low. And I got a knee in my back. And instantly, I felt it was the strangest feeling. I'd never felt it before. From my neck down to my feet, I couldn't move. I couldn't move at all. It was so scary. One of the scariest things that's ever happened to me. I couldn't lift up my head. It was the most excruciating pain I'd ever felt in my life. And my roommate and her boyfriend and everybody that was in that household had to pick me up from my head to my feet. They each grabbed a part of me. They picked me up and put me on the bed. Basically ended up going to the ER, did x-rays, couldn't see anything in the x-rays, sent me home with steroids, anti-inflammatory, whatever. And from there it was kind of up to me to get answers for myself. And I'm going to insert a video here of that experience because I remember exactly vlogging it kind of to myself. I never shared it because I just wanted to document my progress of my pain. This was kind of my drawing point, I would say, of okay, this is serious. I actually need to get help. My head movement, where I'm kind of at right now. This is as far as I can move my head up. So I'm going to try to look up at the ceiling. This is as far as I can move it up. I'm going to try to move it down. This is as far as I can move it down. I'm going to do side to side as far as I can move it. This is as far as I can do with that side. Then that side, this is as far as I can go. So right now I'm having a lot of trouble going from side to side and looking up, if you couldn't tell. So yeah, that's just kind of where I'm at right now. Just kind of feel really just just in a lot of pain, man. It sucks because it just feels like there's not really anything I can do besides just sit here and be in pain. Man, it just really fucking sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. I think the last time I film myself like this was back in February, and today is August 13th, so how many months is that? March, April, May, June, July, August. So it's been about 6 months since I started documenting my pain in my back, my neck, and my shoulders. Well, from the last time I think I recorded, I was still in Florida. Since then, I went home the month of June, and I was doing physical therapy once a week. And it was awesome, and it was very, very, very helpful. But, you know, they don't accept my insurance in Tampa, so when I had to come back home, I had to stop physical therapy. And it's just been getting really hard, you know? I think it's mostly because I just recently moved into a new apartment, which was hard on myself, like my body. I think it's hard for me sometimes because I forget. I'm only 20 years old, but I forget that, I can't move like a 20-year-old, that my body is just, a lot older than I am. And I forget, so I just work myself too much sometimes. So, a pain is just coming back, and it's just getting worse every day. And, I don't have any pain medicine or muscle relaxers, anything like that now. So, I'm just recording because I'm just hoping still one day it gets better. So, yeah, that's a little update. Yeah. From there, I went back home to Philly, and I think my parents started to take it serious after that ER trip, and that was like the first of many ER trips where I had this problem where I was getting inflamed. And I think the doctors at the hospital just thought I wanted like medicine or something, but I didn't. I just wanted answers to what was going on with me. So when I went back home to Philly, I saw a couple doctors. Again, I got not EKG. It's like a nerve test, which was the most painful thing ever. They like stick a bunch of like things with you, and then they shock you to see if something's wrong with your nerves. So pretty much did that test. Nothing wrong with my nerves, or my muscles or whatever. I did a bunch of other tests. Everything came back good. So, like, after a year, 2 years, I still had absolutely no answers to why my back was doing this and causing these inflammations to where I couldn't move or even really breathe. Sometimes it hurt. Like, when I would have these inflammations, it would hurt me to even, like, take a deep breath or cough. So, going back to the doctors, now they were thinking it's time to get an MRI. And the process to get an MRI is absolutely awful. So awful. I had to wait to hear back from the insurance, whatever. So I got an MRI. The pain mostly started in my lower back. And the doctor that I went to, I didn't really love because he was like, obviously, let's get a scan of your upper spine first because obviously your neck is vital. So we got a scan of my upper back. This was I was still in Florida at this time, maybe 2023, I want to say, where the MRI showed that I had arthritis in my spine. And I just remember breaking down in the car when the doctor called because I was so relieved, like, to finally actually have some answers. Like, it was, like, the first time in years that I actually kind of started to feel, like, relief that I'm going to figure out what's wrong with me and start being able to help myself. So from there, that doctor was just like, all right, we got a scan of like your upper back, your upper spine. We don't need to do your lower back. And I was like, well, like the whole reason I came here was because my chronic pain is in my lower back. Like it all stems from there. That's where it started, and it gradually started going up throughout the years. And he was like, I don't think it's necessary. Like, it's probably just arthritis in your whole spine. Whatever. So, a couple months go by, and I decided to go to pain management. And she was like, yeah, I want to do whatever you need to do to make you feel better, to get all the answers you need. She was absolutely amazing, and I still go to see her. But we got an MRI of my entire spine, my lower back. Turns out I have degenerative discs, arthritis in my entire spine, a bunch of herniated discs. If you don't know what a herniated disc is, it's basically your disc is slipped out of your spine a little bit. And so degenerative disc is basically the fluid that goes into your spine, like the disc. It just pretty much comes out of the spine, and there's no fix for that. Like, you're not just going to be able to get the fluid back in your spine. I'm not a doctor. I don't know if I'm explaining this well. I'll insert a picture and the differences of a herniated and degenerative disc. But basically with arthritis, if you're not familiar, it's a buildup of fluid in the spine. So when you're sitting still, that fluid is building up, making you more stiff, and it's harder. It hurts more to move. So when you're active more, it's releasing that fluid and giving you kind of a relief. So basically my mom was just telling me, you need to go to the gym. Like, you need to strengthen those muscles. So I got a job at the gym at a Planet Fitness. I was just working the front desk, and I started seeing the trainer there. His name was AJ, and he basically got me on the right track to feeling good. And this point in time in Florida, trying to figure out like what was going on, not having any answers, being in this constant chronic pain, not being able to move my neck, my freaking back, I couldn't even tie my shoes at one point. It was the worst my mental health has ever been in my entire life, probably. I just, being in that much physical pain all the time just takes such a big toll on I think it would take a toll on anybody's mental health, but especially mine, because I was dealing with it for so long. I was in such a awful place, just crying every day, like this is like gonna be it for the rest of my life. Like, I'm not gonna have any answers. I'm just gonna be in this pain all the time, and I don't know if I can do it. But once I started working out at the gym with my trainer and kind of understanding what part of the muscles and the body I needed to work on, what exercises did what, and just kind of getting my body used to that workout again, I started feeling a lot better. Like, mentally is where I started feeling better first, not so much my body, because it is a process. It takes time for you to build those muscles and for your body to adapt. But my mental health started getting a lot better. And then a couple months in, I started seeing a big difference in my arms, especially, because that's my favorite part to work out, obviously, if you've watched any of my videos. But when the trainer that I was working with, he got promoted, and there was an opening for a trainer position, where I jumped at that opportunity because, one, I wanted more money and it was an upgrade, and two, I really enjoyed having him show me, and I really wanted to help other people as well and just stay in that constant active environment because it is good for my bones and my arthritis. And I did all the education I needed, got certified, started training. And yeah, that was that. That's basically my journey of how I got into fitness. If anybody has any questions about anything that I've just talked about, please feel free to message me or DM me or leave a comment down below. I'm going to answer anybody who does. That was a lot of talking. I hope I explained it well. This is like my first ever time just sitting down talking to a mic into a camera and talking about my mental health and my body. But basically now I'm working out constantly. It's still really hard for me to work out my back. Like my back isn't where I want it to be. It's not super strong. It's not super defined. Just because I still have problems. I don't want to be on medication for the rest of my life. There's really no cure unless I want to get like an epidural in my lower back, like in my spine. But there's pros and cons to doing that. Pros are it works and my pain is totally gone. Cons are I go through that pain of getting that epidural and it doesn't make any kind of difference, which is super, super scary. But I do get, I don't know the proper term for it. I have gotten shots where it numbs the muscles in my shoulders and my neck, which do help for a period of time, but it's temporary. It's not a permanent solution. But I am super excited. I'm going back hopefully next month, and I'm going to be trying out Botox in my shoulders and my neck. It's not something that you can put in your back, 'cause it's targeted. So again, if I want relief in my back, the only really option for me is an epidural, which that's not something that I want to do currently. It's not worth the risks for me, but down the line, that is something that I have thought about. But for now, I'm going to try the Botox next month, which I'm super excited about. And I'm like kind of jumping all over the place. I have severe ADHD, and I apologize, but I lost my train of thought. Right now, I'm in, like, on a scale from 1 to 10, my pain's probably always going to be at a 5. It's never going to be below that. Right now, I'm having some issues. I did have a little flare-up the other day, but not too severe. It was just stayed in my lower back. It didn't travel up. It did go down a little bit, but that was the worst it got. It's bearable. I've learned to live with the pain at now and, like, be able to do things. And I haven't had a really, actually, I lied. Last month or so, I had a really bad flare-up again, to where my parents had to come to my apartment, pick me up, carry me. I was not doing well. And whenever these things happen again, my mental health always kind of declines, and I go back to that headspace where, like, am I ever going to be, like, fully okay? So this is something that I'm still dealing with, and reasons why I can't really work out my back, because any minor tweak, it is going to send me into a flare-up, which obviously I don't want. But for now, I am dealing with it, and I'm doing okay. My mental health is good. I'm in a completely different occupation. I am in real estate now. I am not training anymore. I do it on the side a little bit, but that's not my primary job. Listen, I don't know how long I've been talking for. I appreciate you guys for sitting here and listening to me kind of just blabber. But yeah, love you guys. Thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on those post notifications, and follow all my social medias down below. I'm going to be trying to post every Sunday. So yeah, thanks guys. Love you. I'll see you in the next one. Let me know what you want me to talk about next.